The automotive world lets you build whatever you want out of whatever you have. An off-road MR2? Easy. A track-prepared diesel wagon? Why not? The opportunities are literally limitless if you put time and effort into anything.
Take for instance the Cyan P1800 we reviewed a few years ago. The craziest resto mod version of what started life as a humble Volvo P1800.
Well, it was the craziest until we saw this thing.
What you see here is the result of Lee Johnstone's hard work, and it was so impressive that it won last year's Hot Wheels Legends Tour, both for the UK stop and the global grand finale, resulting in its own die-cast model being made, a prize that any one of us would love to win. In fact, we've partnered with Hot Wheels to bring you that amazing opportunity again this year. Simply submit a video walk around of your build to the Hot Wheels site, and it might get chosen in the UK stop of the Hot Wheels Legends Tour, which we will be hosting on our channel in October. Enter your car and come on down to see who will end up winning the event. Hit the link in the description.
Okay, so Lee, very good to meet you.
And you, Alex.
And first things first, congratulations on having your P1800 Gasser immortalised as a die-cast Hot Wheels car. How does that feel?
Absolutely brilliant. It was an absolute surprise to us. I entered a competition just on pure spec because everybody kept saying to me, this car looks just like a Hot Wheels car. And we said, yeah. And then the girl said, you ought to enter it, Dad.
And here we are at Santa Pod with your very car that started life as a Volvo P1800, but you've done one or two little things to it, haven't you?
Just a few little things.
Should we start off with, people that don't know, what is a Gasser? Explain that.
A Gasser is a take on the 1960s American hot rod drag racing theme. And originally the cars were fairly level, but because the tyre technology in the 1960s was pretty poor, they came out with ideas of elevating the cars. So as they accelerated, it would put the weight of the car onto the back wheels and trying to stick the back wheels to the floor.
Okay, which is why this car is actually sitting quite
at
a lot
that angle.
Period correct.
Period correct.
So tell me, first things first, why a Volvo P1800? Why did you start off with a shell?
Well, basically, I was originally looking for an American vehicle, a Nova or a similar. And unfortunately, that was a bit deep for my pockets at the time. And then I was cruising through eBay one day.
As you do.
As you do. And I saw the Volvo here up as a rolling shell. And it was more in my pocket line at about £800. So
you paid 800 quid for a P1800 rolling shell?
Rolling shell. But to be fair, there was about a foot of it missing all round.
Okay, let's start with the beating heart of your Gasser. What are we looking at here?
Well, we're starting with the engine. Basically, it's an American V8, and it's what they call a Chevy 454, about 7.4 litres.
Wow.
To give you some idea of English sizing. It's got aftermarket, as we call them, aluminium heads, because the original cast heads are like, oh.
Yeah.
On top of that, we've got a 671 GMC blower, supercharger in English terms, on about 7-8 PSI boost. Because we only run super unleaded petrol, that limits how far you can push everything. On top of the blower, we've got a pair of 4-barrel American carburetors. Basically, we don't have any true numbers because we haven't put it on a dyno. It's all been tuned in car, on track. It comes out at about 650 horse.
And this weighs roughly?
It weighs, the car actually weighs, that is a good figure because we've weighed it, 3,000 pounds.
3,000 pounds, which is what?
Ton and a half.
1,500–1,600 kilos.
Yes.
So that's quite a good power to weight ratio, isn't it?
It's not bad.
And down
it
the
could be
quarter
better.
mile?
The quarter mile, its best to date is 10.01.
Oh!
All right.
So you're 0.1 away from those 9s?
About 9, yeah.
Is that what you're chasing?
That's it.
We got to talk about these exhaust pipes because they're beautiful. Obviously symmetrical in either side. We've got 4 each. Was this your doing, your idea?
It was a bit of both me and a guy called Steve. It was originally going to be called the Wellington Bomber.
Okay.
Because it was built in Wellington and Somerset, and hence the pipes a la the Spitfire fashion. The car was originally green, so we just painted it in its original colour just for ease. The car really developed itself as we went along, but halfway through this, we then came up with the Saint name. There used to be a TV programme in the 60s called The Saint, and he drove a Volvo P1800, and that's where the Saint came from, and the ain't no saint, obviously, because it's a bit of a bad boy.
Suspension-wise, everything's been completely beefed up, new chassis, I'm guessing?
So basically the back half is Volvo, other than a few mods for the suspension. The front half is all new, so it's got chassis rails out the front, obviously to carry the weight of the big block. And the actual front axle, I made that, straight axle and all the hubs and everything, but the main parts of all the front suspension are Sherpa.
Perspex windows all round?
Yeah, the front's Perspex, sides, but the back and the side are glass.
Original?
The original.
Original?
Original Volvo.
Wow. And the further back we go, we've obviously got a bit of a wide tyre. There needs to be an arch on there. That's not road legal.
No.
I don't want to burst
We don't
your
do
bubble.
arches. We don't do them.
And then at the rear, it is, I mean, except for the tyres, classic Volvo P1800.
Yes.
You haven't done too much, have you?
No.
Except for the kill switch.
That's right, yeah. The kill switch is mainly safety aspect. So if it should end up upside down on its side, the safety crew can come up, switch it off, and it will kill the engine and everything else.
What is your favourite part of your P1800 Gasser?
Ooh, never thought of that one,
Have you
really.
not?
That was a good one, yeah.
Because I've got one in my mind. It's got to be this side exit exhaust for me.
I think so, yeah.
I just think it's just so mean.
Yeah, I would say the pipes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's got to be. I think everyone agrees, right? Jack,
Yeah.
do you agree? Jack agrees. Right, Lee, can we have a little shufty inside? So there are a few, one or two upgrades on the inside of your P1800. Talk me through it, because it's obviously stripped out. You've made custom seats, I'm guessing?
These we bought.
Oh, they bought, okay.
Yeah, but they were aircraft kind of looking enough to fit the original theme.
Yeah, indeed.
But they're fine as a race seat anyway. The roll cage and everything that's inside it, that is adapted to the actual Volvo frame.
Talk to me about the dials. What we got here?
Right,
What are you seeing?
Very simple. We don't have many instrumentation on this vehicle. We've got an oil pressure gauge, a water temperature gauge, and a rev counter. The rev counter, yes, you look at it, but a glancing blow sort of thing. Mainly, it's driven mostly by ear.
And looking around, you've got your air conditioning as well.
Yeah, got a couple of fans because it does get a bit stiflingly hot in here.
I bet it does. And what about the gearbox as well?
The gearbox is a Turbo 400, which is an American gearbox, which normally lives behind the big block Chevrolet engine.
And that's a 3-speed?
And that's a 3-speed automatic.
And that takes a lot of punishment, I'm guessing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can actually run that, put it in direct drive, i.e. D, and just drive it like a normal car, or you can actually select the gears one by one. Fire extinguisher is mainly to comply with the basic racing
Have you ever had
rules.
to use it?
No.
Oh, okay.
And the chances are, touch wood, we don't have to.
You've obviously got the harnesses.
The harnesses, which are 5-point harness,
lovely.
3-inch wide webs.
And then you've got your fireproof hat.
And we've got our little, yes, yeah, you could wear it like that. Never thought of doing that.
Is that what it's for? Like a beret?
Yeah, that works quite well actually.
There we go, yeah.
And it really suits you. You'll have to
Thank
get
you
one.
so much, mate. Oh, there we go. What's the story behind this?
Well, again, it's the Ain't No Saint logo.
Okay, yeah.
And basically that is just the cover for the supercharger inlet.
So your daughters, they are quite heavily involved in this, aren't they?
When I bought the car from Steve, when we did the split basically, and it then became a family car. Because the daughters by then obviously were well into driving age, and I thought, well, I can't really expect them to help me run the car, because I had no crew really. And I thought, well, you guys may as well be my crew, and in return you get to drive it.
There we go.
And that's
How
what
about
they did.
if I be your crew?
Well,
Can I drive
you can always have a go. And so basically, over the last 7 years, they've all had a go at driving it. This weekend is a bit more of a tuning in session because the motor's virtually new. We destroyed quite a few components of the last Dragstalgia, unfortunately. It demolished the cam and lifters.
That doesn't sound like a cheap fix either.
No.
But it's all worth it.
Yeah, when it all works.
I mean, this is your hobby, this
Yes.
is your passion, you might as well just plough money into that
Yeah.
and make everyone happy. Lee, before we actually do go out on track, I've got a little present for you. Do you want to close your eyes for a second? Oh, okay, well, you are primed, aren't you? Close them. There you go, open your eyes.
Oh,
That is a die-cast Hot Wheels of your car.
brilliant.
How amazing is that?
That is absolutely stunning. The
really
detail's brilliant.
So how does that make you feel, holding your very own car as a die-cast?
Brilliant. It's good. What does it say on the bottom? Oh, Volvo P1800 Gasser.
There we go. Job's a good one. Should we go down the drag strip?
Yes.
Let's
Why
do
not?
that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, this is very exciting for me. My first ever time, well actually, I have actually driven Phil down here, but this is my first ever go in a proper drag car. This is the P1800 Gasser. First thing we do is tonight is a bit of a burnout. I don't know what's happening. Oh, burnout That's good. I'm excited. Come on, P1800 Gasser. Expected that.
Well, it's not, that was reasonable, that wasn't hard.
It felt hard. That was, I kid you not, 3 times harder than I was expecting us to launch. That was something else. I have never experienced acceleration quite like that. I've driven a lot of stuff, a lot of electric stuff, but that off the line, wow. We're not allowed to do more than 130 miles an hour with me on board.
If you want to go faster, you have to buy your own car.
Right. Yeah. What's the plan now?
Go back down for another one.
All right.
After an epic 10.55 second run at 105 miles an hour, we decided to find someone to race for our second run.
Here we go. Here we go. We got ourselves a race. Here we go.
You broke it.
It's broken.
We've broken it.
Let's shake on a broken car.
It,
It means that you've got more work to do in your shed, which is fun.
Unfortunately, yes, and it sounds like the back axle's given up.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a project and it's fun.
And broken it was. During a glorious launch, the P1800's differential had shattered into a million pieces. However, it just goes to highlight the beauty of project car ownership. Build, drive, fix, repeat. Even if a part breaks and leaves you stranded, you upgrade and get back out there. That's something that the Johnstone family live every day through their P1800. Moments after the car came to a rest on track, Lee's daughters were there all helping to push the car back to the pits with high spirits. Lee simply laughed off the situation and got to work replacing the broken diff. You truly can't break a racer's spirit.
Thank you so much to Lee for taking me down the strip and showing us all the time and effort that's gone into making the epic P1800 Ain't No Saint Gasser. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of work to be done now. Anyway, if you would like your car to become the next Hot Wheels diecast, then all you need to do is enter the Hot Wheels Legends Tour by hitting the link in the description and following these steps. Once on site, fill in the form and let us know why your car deserves to be the next Hot Wheels diecast. Then film your walk around, read the terms and conditions and enter for your chance to have your car immortalised as a Hot Wheels diecast, just like Lee's Gasser.